Hi, sixth grade. We're ready to start a new chapter, chapter 11. So we're on 11-1 today, and that's on ratio, and you'll find that on page 376. So, as it says at the top of your page, a ratio is a way of comparing two numbers or quantities A and B by division. And so there are three different forms. You can see those three different forms explained and listed in the green chart in the middle of page 376. So they show you that there is also a part-to-part type of ratio. For example, the number of fashion magazines to the number of news magazines. So you're comparing one thing to another thing. And then they show you that it can be written in three different ways. Word form, which is 3-5. And so in word form, they put the word 2 in here, and that's what makes it word form. Then ratio form, they use a colon, and so it's 3:5. And then fraction is exactly that. It looks just like a fraction, 3/5. And there's where you really see the division, because remember that fraction bar means division. So they also show you in the green chart that it could be comparing part to whole, like the number of one type of magazine, like sports magazines, out of the total number of magazines. And then whole to part, the total number of magazines to a certain kind, like fashion magazines. So, again, three different ways to write it: word form, ratio form, and fraction form. At the bottom of the page, they've got a graph for you, and they want you to use the information in that bar graph to write a ratio in three different ways. And these, again, are the three different ways. So let's look at number one. Number one is asking about news magazines. And if you look at the chart, you'll see that that is 3 magazines. And then they want you to compare it to sports magazines, which is 2. So we're going to write 3 compared to 2, 3 different ways. Sorry, mixing all that up. 3-2. So if we use word form, it looks like this. If we use ratio form, it looks like this, again with the colon. And if we use fraction form, then it's 3/2. Even though that is an improper fraction when you look at it, it's okay. That's still how they want you to write it. Look at question number 2. Number 2 wants you to compare home magazines to fashion magazines. So you can see that there are 2 home magazines and there are 5 fashion magazines. So again, if you write it word form, that's going to be 2-5. If you write it ratio form, 2-5 with the colon. If you write it fraction form, it's 2/5. And so you could continue with 3 and 4 on that page in that way. Looking over at page 377, for 5-19, they're just asking you to write it as a fraction in simplest form. So remember, that's this way. And they've already given you some information. And then 20-25, again, you're going to use the chart to help you solve those questions. Again, they want it as a fraction in simplest form. And your workbook page, which is workbook page 142, will have similar problems. Remember, if you have questions, please email me. I'm happy to help you. And stay healthy, wash your hands, have a great rest of your day.